Hey guys, I've been tagged. Hammered shit steak with like five categories and my five favorite things in those categories. I'm gonna give it a shot. My first category is gonna be movies. I love movies, so it was really hard for me to choose. So I'm gonna go in no particular order for all of the categories. No particular order for any of the categories. I'm gonna go with Jaws as my first movie. Man, there's something that just excites the hell out of me about giant sharks trying to kill people on boats. I don't know what it is. It's a fantastic movie, and I think one of the most underestimated parts of the whole movie is the great soundtrack in it. Actually, it's so adventurous, and it makes you feel like you're going somewhere. I don't know. It just makes me feel like I'm on a journey. I'm like having a lot of fun or something like that. Uh, doesn't really make me feel like there's a shark in the water, to be honest with you. But of course, the classic, dun dun dun. That score is definitely very ominous and very excellent. And Robert Shaw kicks the crap out of that movie. He steals the show. Am I right? I don't know. I just think that guy is totally underrated for that show. And even in the special edition, they don't even really talk about him too much. So that was a little bit upsetting. I heard he's like the third choice for that particular role. But whatever, he's the man, and Jaws is the shit. The next movie I want to talk about is The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's one. Uh, I don't know. I know it's different from the book and everything like that, but this movie, if you haven't seen it on Blu-ray, oh, The Shining movie on Blu-ray changed my life. It's awesome. It's super crisp. You know, all the cool shots and the interesting angles when the like the camera following around the kid on his little tricycle. That is just super great. And of course, Jack Nicholson is amazing in that movie as well. My next one is American Psycho. Great movie based on '80s and greed and again another one based off a book. Actually, all three so far are based off books. But American Psycho, I don't know. It was the first time I ever saw Christian Bale, and I thought he was just phenomenal in it. And in particular, the business card scene. I just, if you haven't seen the business card scene, you got to check that out. It's fantastic. The next one I'm going to talk about is Moon. Sam Rockwell and the voice of Kevin Spacey, I guess. Up on the Moon, fantastic movie. I can't really talk about it too much though, because everything about this movie is a spoiler. It feels like just from my memory. But yeah, Moon, you gotta check that out. It's amazing. And my last one for this category is going to be Rocky, and it's the original Rocky that I'm talking about. That movie is like it's got a lot of cinema heart. You know, like if when you watch it, you feel like, yeah, I could get up and run up some stairs, or go punch a dude out. I don't know. It just feels like you can overcome anything that you kind of want to do that day, or whatever. I don't know. It always gets me pumped anyway. Um, my next category is going to be RPGs, just because that's the community that I, found this tag in, of course. So my first one is going to be Call of Cthulhu. Love Call of Cthulhu. There's not much to say about it because it's kind of been talked about a lot. I run a annual Halloween game for Call of Cthulhu, and everyone always has a blast for it. I really enjoy the supplements. I really enjoy the BRP sort of system. Everything about it is easy and intuitive, and I think it's great. If you haven't played Call of Cthulhu, you really need to check that out, or even BRP, I guess. The next one on the list is Pathfinder. This is like the quintessential sort of Dungeons and Dragons current experience, in my opinion. I'm not big on like levels and classes and stuff like that, but this would probably be my first, if not second choice to go to for any of those like styles of games with classes and levels and stuff. Next on the list is World of Darkness. This is a soft spot for me, and this is the new World of Darkness. I love this game. This game is intense, and it's simple to roll up a character. It's simple to play. It's simple to everything is simple about it, but it's so deep. It has a special spot in my heart because it actually mentions my hometown at the beginning of the book, which is Port Hardy. It talks about some ape men off some island near Port Hardy. So it's it's fantastic, and I love ape men, so it's great. Next one on my list is DCC RPG. How can you go wrong with Dungeon Crawl Classics? I mean, for the you know, you have Pathfinder for the current sort of D&D experience, and I feel like D&D is like a spiritual sort of I don't know, it feels a lot like Redbox to me. I played quite a bit of that, so I just like how it brought back that sort of nostalgic feel for me. Yeah, Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it's only getting better actually. All these supplements that are coming out, and you know, Sean's got his new book coming out, which is awesome. He sent me a PDF of it. The guy's like super nice. Anyway, All Flesh Must Be Eaten is the 5th one in this section, and this game changed the way I look at zombies. Actually, I never really I played it like once or twice as a zombie game. I mostly play it as an alien game, because in the game itself there's a fantastic system for creating really cool zombies. If you want your zombies to fly and have super strength and you know, be able to spit acid, you can do that in this game. That's awesome. I mean, who doesn't want a flying super zombie that can flip over cars and shit? That's awesome. So that one is fantastic. And again, character creation, that all you got to do is like pick an archetype. I mean, that is easy. Not that I'm against character creation, I love it, but I also really like these games that have a simple character creation, because it's easier to get other people to play with me that way. So my next category is going to be novels. Again, all these are in no particular order, just like the movies and the RPGs. So no favorites here. Just some great ones. Actually, they're all favorites, but they're just great novels. So the first one on the list is Sphere by Michael Crichton. Oh man, this book is awesome. Okay, if you want some like cool, like underwater, like horror tainted sort of fear-inducing, atmospheric storytelling, Sphere is super good. And you know, I know like some of these are going to be like a lot of the movies and a lot of the RPGs and novels and etc. All the stuff that I have here, gonna be a little bit mainstream, but like I don't care. They're awesome. You know, like you can't, just because they're mainstream doesn't mean they're not awesome. Sphere is great. The movie blows. Don't watch that shit. That is horrible. Yeah, not much to say about that. Robopocalypse by Daniel Wilson is my next one on the list. This book is phenomenal, and it's written kind of like a timeline that's kind of like I don't know. It's a little bit hard to explain, to be honest with you, but I really enjoyed it. And you know, what's not to like about robots coming to life and trying to kill people and stuff? There's a lot of really great scenes in it, and in fact, like the main villain himself is very, very interesting and very cruel and mean, and I just loved it. The next one on the list is Dies the Fire by S.M. Sterling. This is a great book. If no one's read this book, get out there and buy this book, because this book is like it's a post-apocalyptic book. Like everything just kind of stops working for some reason, and like gunpowder has a hard time igniting and stuff like that. So no one really knows why, and the book is kind of about how people like cope with that. And like I think one of the main characters, when the spoiler alert, by the way, one of the main characters I think is like in a plane when this goes down, and of course combustion engines fail to work after this event happens. So you know, it provides for a pretty interesting book, and it's very post-apocalyptic and inspiring. If you're especially running any sort of games like that, I think it's a big draw for me. I don't know. I love the Fallout series. I love all post-apocalyptic stuff. I think it's fantastic. So I had a hard time putting it down. The fourth one in this series is going to be The Sleeping Dragon by Joel Rosenberg. This one, of course, as a teenager and as a kid, I had a soft spot for it because I've been playing D&D since I was like 9 or something like that. So when I read this book, it was so enthralling, because in The Sleeping Dragon by Joel Rosenberg, this group of D&D players get transported into the world that they're playing in. And, you know, you think it's like going to be something like the D&D cartoon, but it is not. Let me tell you, it is not. That shit goes hairy real fast. Again, spoiler. I just love the spoilers, I'm sorry. But this thief character gets his friggin' hand cut off right in the beginning of the book. It's like, oh man, you think it's gonna be happy-go-lucky time, but no, it's not. The shit hits the fan like immediately. So that is a fantastic book. I haven't read it in a long time. I should give it a reread. It's a very small book, so it's kind of one of those day reads. The last one in the series is going to be I, Strahd by P.N. Elrond. Elrod. I think it's Elrod. P.N. Elrod. This book is awesome. I have loved Ravenloft since day one, and unfortunately, I live in a pretty rural sort of place, so I can't really find a lot of books unless I hunt for them online. They're always super expensive, but Ravenloft stuff has always been super great for me, and in fact, like I've based a lot of my early gaming handles off of Ravenloft personas and whatnot, and I just love Strahd. You know, like there's a really great scene in the book where spoiler again, he's hovering over his dead or dying cousin, and he cuts his throat and like drinks for the first time of blood, and it's just, oh, you just feel like you're like, no, don't do it, Strahd, but he does it, of course, and the rest is history. So that's my 5 novels, all very good. If you haven't read any of them, check them out because they are fantastic. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm looking down here because this is where my list is, and so if I'm not looking at the camera, that's that's why. Next is video games. Video games, I love video games. I'm a pretty big PC gamer, but there's a few on here that are not from PC. So let's start at the top, and this is my favorite game. Well, favorite game franchise, and that's Half-Life. This game is sick. I don't know. When it came out, it had a really strong modding community, and I ended up playing a lot of mods for it. Like Counter-Strike, in fact, is the reason why I got my first computer. So I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you guys if it wasn't for Counter-Strike. But there is a better mod, and it is Natural Selection. God damn, that was a fucking fine game. They have a Natural Selection 2 game out right now, and I've been playing a lot of it lately. I can't really speak on if it's like better or worse than the original Natural Selection, but I really loved it. But Half-Life has everything you'd want in a game and more. I love that, like, there were like scripted scenes that like weren't cutscenes, and like you could miss them. So like, you know, I'd be talking to my buddy and be like, "Did you see the time the head crab jumped on the scientist?" And like, "Oh, no, I didn't see that at all. Did that happen?" And like, of course, I'd go back and replay, and sure enough, there it was. So it's a pretty sweet game. I don't know. And Half-Life 2 is even a great game too, because you know, you're returning to this character and you're kind of like, where was I for all this time? And so you're a little bit lost at first, but as it guides you into the game, it's got like something for everyone. Like, oh, of course, I really enjoyed Ravenholm, I think it was called. I'm a big horror fan, so you know, Ravenholm struck a great chord with me. And the head crabs in that place are assholes. Next on the list is Red Dead Redemption. Westerns are kick-ass, and anyone who doesn't think so, we can't be friends, because Westerns are the bomb. And Red Dead Redemption told a fantastic story, and I'm not going to spoil the ending for anyone because that would be a big shame, but you should check this game out. The ending is phenomenal. I just loved that they didn't try to like do a standard ending, and it's just so memorable because they didn't do a standard ending. Fantastic Western game. Fantastic system. The quick shooting thing where you get to target all the people, that was very cool as well. Very interesting. My third game in the game section is Shadow of the Colossus. What the hell is better than beating giant coloss things? What is better than beating up these giant titans? I mean, climbing up their furry little legs, well, furry large legs, or jumping onto their wings, or, you know, whatever. This game has a ton of, they have 20, I think, Colossus is, I'm just going to call them Titans, because I don't even know what the plural is for that. Man, these Titans are huge, and it's so, like, gratifying when you finally beat them. Didn't really follow the story that much, because I don't give a shit, I just want to beat up giant Titans, okay? But even if it was just that, This game is awesome. So my fourth one on the list is going to be Mario Kart. Um, Mario Kart is awesome. It's one of the ultimate party games. You know, I really enjoyed the N64 one, so that's kind of the one I'm talking about, Mario Kart 64. Because that one had the best multiplayer battle levels. That shit is the bomb. If you don't fear for your life when a red shell is tailing, I, I don't know. What's wrong with you? There's a red shell behind you. I don't know. Mario Kart is awesome. I don't know what character you pick, but I'm a Bowser fan. I'm a big Bowser fan. He is the bomb. Or Mario. You know, I stick to the OGs. Maybe some Toad. I got some Toad love in there. The last one I kind of touched on before, but it's Counter-Strike. Man, this game is sick, and I played a lot of League play. There's nothing more humiliating or aggravating than having to sit out for the rest of the round watching your buddies trying to kill some counter-terrorists or terrorists. So, I don't know. This game had it all for me. Like, the fact that you could buy whatever you wanted and it wasn't just a standard loadout was a big deal. You know, and it was like, not a lot of games were doing that sort of thing at the time. So that was kind of cool. And like, however well you did, you know, that depended on how much money you got. However, anyway, I just got off work. Don't mind me. But Counter-Strike is awesome, and suck at terrorists. Go plant the bomb somewhere else. My last category is runners-up, because, you know, I'm a gamer, and I can't keep my mind on, you know, just the 5 topics. So my last topic is runners-up. First one is a runners-up for movies. Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs. Shit, yeah. I love dinosaurs, and I can't wait to run a BRP game where the people have to go back to Jurassic Park. I am doing that ASAP. I'm actually working on statting out dinosaurs and stuff. I know there's a few stats for some, but I don't like specifically the Brontosaurus one. My next one is a runner-up for RPGs, and that's Outbreak Undead. Oh, this game looks so good. I haven't played it, and that's why I didn't put it on the list, and I put All Flesh on there instead. But Outbreak looks phenomenal. And Gentleman Gamer, if you're watching this, I've seen it in your background, man. I'm really happy to see that in your background. These guys are super nice. I had a little bit of an ordering mix-up with them, but they ended up sending me, or not sending me, but they ended up saving me a bit of money by not sending me the products that I asked for, and I kind of flipped shit on them, and I had to apologize because I was being kind of a dink, but they were nice enough to send me a free PDF copy of Wild Kingdom, which was amazing. So, you know, with the money I saved, I just went on to Amazon and bought 3 or 4 books for Outbreak Undead, so they should be arriving today or tomorrow. I'm really excited about picking that up. Next one is a runner-up for video games. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Get in me, because that game, oh, Scissor Me Timbers, that game is awesome, and I just didn't have anything on. I just didn't have enough on the list, you know. Legend of Zelda though, Ocarina of Time. I mean, I don't think it's ever hit that height. Playing the little ocarina, you know, all the bosses, collecting the Skulltulas, like it was awesome. I mean, there's no Zelda game better, and don't give me that Twilight Princess or Wind Walker crap. I'm not to say it's crap, it's just like, don't give me that flack, because like, it is not. Do not even try tell me that. Next one on the list is League of Legends. I'm a big fan of competitive gaming, so like, League of Legends is awesome. Again, same thing as Counter-Strike. You know, you die, you're just sitting there watching, going, why did I do that? And there's nothing better than being Nautilus and shooting your anchor out and like dragging some douchebag from the bush and beating him down. Ugh, come on, that is awesome. And he looks like a big daddy. It's so sick. The next one, my next and last runner-up, is a runner-up for my novels section. I chose Dragonwing. It's the first novel in the Deathgate Cycle series by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. Weiss? I think I heard it pronounced as Weiss. I've said Weiss as long as I've been reading, so I don't know. But this book is awesome. Follows like this character Haplo, who's from the Sundered Earth sort of deal, and there's like floating fragments of this Sundered Earth. And he was trapped in this thing called the Labyrinth, which is like deep in the center of Earth, which is just floating there. and he's got all these like runes on his arms and on his skin, and they allow him to like cast spells. And I don't know, it's just a really cool concept for a bunch of different characters, and each book is like very different. Like Dragonwing is very political, and the next one is called Elven Star, and it's very much like high fantasy and legends of old sort of book. So it's, I like where the character goes throughout each of these books, and I believe they're all in different floating pieces of the continent. They each, when they go through the gates or whatever, they go to different parts of the shattered world. So very cool indeed. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. So thanks for listening to my long video, and my only video. And anyone who's got anything to say to me, please put it in the comments below. It would make me feel so nice, because right now I have no YouTube love. So I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully. And I don't know, if I can get motivated, maybe I'll make some more videos soon. So take care, everyone, and hope you like the video.